Hey, my name is Ross Marquand, and I play Red Skull. You are listening to Panels to Pixels podcast. Check it out.
Alan, you continue to prove yourself the Coalition's most valuable asset.
Thank you, sir. If there's a mole, I'll find them.
Hey, panelists, welcome back to the show. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jayme.
And this is Panels to Pixels podcast. And within this particular episode, we are continuing our Invincible Season 2 coverage. And with that, this is going to be a spoiler-full podcast about Season 2, Episode 3, which is entitled The Missive, This Machination. And the synopsis for this particular episode, Jayme, do you have it?
Mark starts his college career. Debbie struggles with a personal trauma, and Alan the alien returns home to find a new threat facing the coalition of planets.
Yeah. And what were your overall thoughts about this particular episode? Because I found the episode a little bit, it was kind of split up in a few ways. Purposely. But it felt like like several episodes or several stories in one particular episode, because we got Mark's story of him going back to college, and then we got Debbie's story of her dealing with trauma. Literally, she seeks out help at some sort of support group, and then we get Alan the alien, but then we get another story at the very end, which is like a side story, which is literally Mark being tapped for a different mission by somebody interesting.
Yeah, it was very different the way it was broken up. I mean, at a certain point when they had like the narrator overview, like going back and forth.
Yeah, that was different completely, and it threw me off.
But I was like, this is like an 80s like clip show. A little bit like an 80s clip episode, or
is it MTV?
Oh no, I always go back to like The Simpsons
whenever
it's a clip thing, and like one of them, they're like, we're sorry, like they had a song, and I'm not going to sing now because even when my voice is 100%, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I know.
But like they have a song, and one of them was like, we're sorry for this clip episode or whatever. I forget exactly what they call it, but that song like popped in my head at a certain point.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely had several different aspects within it for the characters that we got to see, the people that we do follow within the series, and I thought it was interesting, pretty cool. I had a good time with it. Within this particular episode, there was a few things that I found very interesting. The one was the Alan the alien story, because it felt like its own story unto itself, and how he came to be. And we get to hear his story through the narration or the narrator that's there, and talk about how he was part of a project from his planet. And then, he's a product of breeding.
He was the best
camps.
they could make.
He was the best of all of them that they made.
Yep.
And we get to hear Peter Cullen's voice, which is literally the person in charge of like the coalition of planets. So that's pretty cool. And we get Optimus Prime's voice in this. He really does enjoy Alan, but they actually talk to him about Mark, about Invincible and his interactions with him, how a Viltrumite would be very much needed for this Viltrumite that he had encountered, Alan had encountered, is completely different.
The good one, but no one seemed to trust that Mark or Invincible, whichever one he was being called at that point in time, was good. They didn't trust him because he is a Viltrumite, which, based on their history, I get it.
Yeah.
But, I was like, I'm watching that and I'm like, oh, if only Mark could hear that.
Yeah.
Because he would realize he's not his dad.
Exactly. I think that's more of the recertification of him knowing that he's not anything like his dad, who like anybody from Viltrum. And that would been needed a lot too, because he still sees that to some degree, even within this episode, he still feels that pain, and you know, and at least there's somebody there who's backing him up, which would be Alan, which I really did enjoy for the fact that we do get like at one point we get a title card about Alan the alien.
Yeah, and we get credits for Alan the alien.
Yeah, and
Like, when that hit, I'm like, this episode's not over. I know it's not that short. Like, I know it's not a 20-minute episode.
Yeah, exactly. And it made me think right away. I was like, all right, is this a setup? Because we already got Adam Eve, and that was something out of the blue.
It was good. I mean,
I'm hoping that, like you said, that we were going to get 4 episodes for this half of the season. And then next year we'll probably get the last half of this particular season. What if in between we get a whole Alan the Alien
I'm down
episode or movie, just like Adam Eve? And I thought that, yeah, I'm down with it too. And I just love the character. Seth Rogen plays it perfectly. And we get to see a lot more of Alan the Alien in his personality. We find out he has a girlfriend because it intertwines with the story of Mark. Because even the narrator goes back and forth at one point, is dealing with William, and then he feels like, oh, wow, William's getting busy with this girl. Oh, he left a sock on the door. He's getting busy with that guy that went in there. Oh, so he goes to see Amber, and then he has to deal with Amber, and then you got Amber going.
Deal with.
Yeah.
Nobody saw my air quotes but you.
Yeah, but it's not deal with, but, you know, they get together. It's like one of those the college things
I'm
to
shocked
do.
That didn't happen before college.
I was not.
I adored all of her questions.
Oh yeah, about his super sperm?
Yes. And like, are you gonna go crazy when it happens? You're gonna go mad and like kill me? Like, she's like, I've seen what you can do. I mean, these are valid questions. Like, you should ask your partner all kinds of things that you're worried about before engaging in sexual activity with them. She did a great job.
She was very valid in her questioning.
Oh, absolutely.
True. Yeah, especially with crushing her with one.
Maybe we'll start out with me on top.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to be safe.
No. If you do that with one thrust, you will be through my throat and out of my eyes.
I mean, how many times have people had questions about Superman and Lois Lane?
That has always been that question. Does it shoot right out of her?
Do condoms even work for superheroes? That would
Does it have to be kryptonite?
Yeah, like, does he need a kryptonite condom?
But I thought it was pretty cool because it intertwines, because even narrator was getting uncomfortable. He was like, all right, we'll move back to Alan the Alien. And there is Alan the Alien getting it on with his girlfriend, Talia.
Yep.
And then he goes, well, let's focus on the feline companion,
little kitty.
the little kitty, the one-eyed kitty that he has.
I want one. It was cute.
That was cute.
But then we had to watch it like it's butthole.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay. And then it goes more into the whole Alan alien story, but he gets sent by the Coalition to no, he doesn't get sent. He's just having lunch or dinner with his girlfriend Talia at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so weird that, you know, they're just having a casual talk. He's eating his grubs, whatever they are, and they're just moving off the plate. And she goes, oh, it's disgusting.
That was so cool.
He goes, your plate kind of likes what I got here. Meanwhile, it's her food that's eating, and she's eating the brain. Yeah. It's like, okay.
I don't know who thought of that, but that was brilliant. It was such a cute little touch.
Yeah.
It felt very Kirkman-y though.
It also, it did. Yeah, Robert Kirkman did that. That was something that he would do. But and the funny thing is also that how he, it just made me think of like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom with the snakes coming out, and then all the snakes coming out of the snake. But you also had them eating monkey brains. It's as if like the monkey brains or the monkey's heads were eating the snakes at one point. If you think about it.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, it was a great idea. With that, though, they get attacked by a group of people, and they're Viltrums.
Yep.
And he goes, I thought right away you would just start just killing people right away. And they were doing this whole mental conversation. They were trying to get more information out of him, basically.
Yeah, I loved how they were projecting right into his brain, like none of their mouths moved.
Yep. And they literally beat the arm off him at a certain point.
That was, I mean, I love some good gore. And one of the things I love about this show is how gross and yet beautiful they do some of this gore.
And it was done very well, but it made me feel more for Alan.
Yeah.
Because at the very end, he was like, I thought right away, it's like, he's dead. And then
like my notes say, wow, Alan's death scene was beautiful. Gory, but beautiful. And that eyeball floating was just the right touch. Like it was. Yeah. It was. So, then a couple lines later, it's like, oh, no, wait, Alan's not dead.
Yep. And Alan's not. He's in the hospital, or what would be known as a space hospital. Talia's there. The leader of the coalition is there. They have words and saying he'll get better. And then next thing you know, you see him turn off the stuff. Now, mind you, he's probably in a chamber, kind of like a healing chamber at that point. So who's to know if Alan will come back? And,
Jason X, Rise from the Dead.
Yeah, exactly. But I just love what Alan had to say to his Viltrum attackers. He goes, you Biclopses are all the same, or all look the same. Meanwhile, because he's a Cyclops, and he calls them Biclopses. I thought it was pretty cool.
It's really cool.
And the fact that, like, we did get Peter Cullen, but on one of the Viltrums that did attack Alan, the alien, was also voiced by Tatiana Maslany, who we all know from Orphan Black, and as well as from She-Hulk.
Brilliant actress.
Yeah, great actress. And I just love the fact that we got her voice in this, and that was amazing. But that was the story of poor Alan, the alien, at this point, because I think they gave us that snippet, that little story interjection for a reason.
Do you think, and his name is escaping me, the leader, the guy who turned off the life support system.
Correct.
You think he was the one who was the mole
that brought them to it? That's a good possibility.
Because at first I thought it was the girlfriend, honestly.
Yeah, but with how
I thought
she
it was her, but then the
upset with him.
Yeah. The way everything went down after dinner, I'm like, no, it's not her. I was like, it can't be. It is. And then when he turned off life support, I'm like, oh,
it makes me think,
mole?
Yeah, it's a possibility, a huge possibility. Who knows? Or maybe it's something that they had created for a truce with the Viltrums.
Maybe.
Because they were using literally Alan as like kind of like a lookout.
Yeah.
For certain planets and things of that nature. So that way, if some sort of Viltrum comes into play and they have to do something, he is there to notify them.
And also coalition. The other thing that was told during the fight with the Viltrums was that they didn't know Omni-Man had left his post.
Yes. They had no clue.
That he had a son.
Yep.
Which honestly surprises me.
Yeah. It means that Omni-Man himself had not been in touch with Viltrum throughout his time on Earth, which makes the ending a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
As well. But let's move on to a different subject within the episode that we get more story out of. Now, let's talk about Rudy and Monster Girl.
That was so cute.
It is so cute. It's so funny because it's so hard for him to do. He has to he wants to ask Monster Girl out, and it was one of the hardest things that he had to do, and it's so uncomfortable.
And he still covered it with to test my fear. What is it?
Yeah,
whatever he was doing to keep his fear at bay.
Yeah, it was like testing his fear to see. It's like literally dipping his toe into the human condition, because as we all know, he was robot at one point.
Yeah,
another version of it, but even still, he's robot at heart. And she's there to guide him on his way. So they have to go to he winds up building up that whole thing. He asks her out to the movies to go see a Slaughterhouse movie or whatever it is.
Midnight Slaughter.
Midnight Slaughter. Okay. And
I was like, I'd watch that.
both of them look way too young to get into a rated R film. So a woman there who's a mother vouches for them, allows them in. But afterwards, he gets to experience something that he never did before as a human, which is eat a hamburger. And I thought it was pretty cool how, he just goes crazy over the burger and fries. And she kind of points out the fries. And he asks the waiter at Burger Mart, "Sir, another burger, please." He goes, "No, they don't have
so funny.
waiters here, Rudy, at Burger Mart." And he was like, because she was just saying, because she's like typical girl, it's like, you ate all the food. Get more.
Well, it went like he went from, "Oh, this is good." She like let out like a sentence or two, and then all of the food was gone. Like,
yeah, he consumed it fast.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cute and cool. We also get a little bit glimpse into the Guardians of the Globe during gym time. So Dupley and Rex get into an argument about her cheating on him with Immortal.
Yeah.
Is it really cheating at that point? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if they were together.
I don't know if they were officially together.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it was in Rex's head more than anything. And yeah, and then she tries to justify it. Well, he is a jerk, but she also tries to justify it too with how she has more of a connection to Immortal because of the amount of times that he had died, and she feels that way with her duplicates that she leads. And basically, in her mind, with the amount of duplicates that she leads that died because of basically her, they add up to the same age as Immortal.
I mean, and there's something and just like with Debbie and the guy she was talking, in the support group, like there is something about talking to people who understand, which is what you've gone, something you can't explain.
Yeah, it's a source of a relationship. And that's,
I mean, I belong to a support group, and they're not people I talk to outside of that, but the hour and a half a week that I spend with them, it feels very different in a good way than the rest of my life. Like just talking to people who understand without having to explain every detail is so incredibly helpful to like your mental load.
Yeah, because you don't feel like people are judgmental. You're able.
There's just there's so much to it. So like I get when she said, he's the only other person and carrying the weight of having died, because yes, they're duplicates, but as we know from like the sex scenes, they all feel the same thing. So she's felt herself die. Like she knows what it's like to die.
Oh yeah,
that's got to be heavy.
Yeah, even though they're duplicates in certain people's minds, but it's her dying over and over again after she creates them.
Yeah, like that's heavy.
Yeah.
And nobody else can feel that or understand that. I get it.
Yeah, I've died 1,000 lifetimes, and you don't know how that feels. Can you understand? And they're like, no. And it's really hard. And then Immortal would know. But the thing is also Immortal comes off a little bit. He's very harsh.
Oh, yeah. He's a jerk, too. That group.
It's all messed up. They're all messed up. They need therapy.
They need therapy. They need to figure out how to work as a team. They need a lot.
Yeah. And let's just talk more about Debbie's support group. She got that from a business card that Olga gave her in the very beginning.
Yeah. At first, I was like, who is she calling? Is she calling a hitman? Because it was a black card with no information, like just those dots and a phone number. And then they're like, first names only. I'm like, what? Who was she having killed?
But it was a business card just for her respect. I guess it's something that Olga herself had done.
Yeah.
After her husband had died from, obviously, Omni-Man.
Yeah. But that support group wasn't my first thought. It was...
Same here. I went straight to the idea. It's like, who's going to call to get a hit on?
Is that the New Yorker in us? Is that what's going on?
Probably. Who knows? But the funny thing is that she goes to this, and it's really good. It's called spousal spouses of superheroes support.
Yeah.
So it's basically SOS. And I just like that term. That's like SOS. It's like, they've made so many acronyms from like certain things like that, which is
But
pretty
once
cool.
they started talking, like you saw how it was going to play out when she went out. Like obviously, obviously Omni-Man killed them. Omni-Man is the one who kills the superheroes. Obviously,
Correct.
he killed all of their spouses. Like, but I don't think she knows exactly how bad Omni-Man was. Like she's learning a lot of it, but I don't think she knows. I don't think that thought crossed her mind because I mean, she's still mourning him. It's still.
She's still mourning the whole situation. She still has PTSD from what Omni-Man did to her and how he explained it at the end, that how she is just a pet. But she's also seeing it through the support group of what had happened, and also through Theo's voice and his words.
Yeah.
And when she finds out that his wife was the Green Ghost who Omni-Man had killed, apparently, she goes, he goes, I broke the rule. And Duffy Dix did a great job with like just the verbal emotion that was in it and the conversation, by the way, too. So obviously a shout out to the next actor that we love from, Snowpiercer and from Hamilton. Yep.
He's also sometimes what's his name? The mime clown on Sesame Street.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that. But he's a great and brilliant actor, and he's able to convey that at least with his voice too. So I thought it was great for him and the way he was able to express it. And he goes, "Yeah, that's the first thing that we're not supposed to do in SOS is like to tell who we are and who we're associated with." And then when Theo finds out that Debbie's husband was Omni-Man, she basically confesses who her husband was. He tells her not to come back to the group, and it just breaks her.
Yeah, because she finally thought she had people who she could talk to.
Her back. But the thing is, as soon as she confessed and stated who her husband was, then that was like all bets were off.
Which
and
I get.
Yeah.
I get. It sucks. It sucks so bad. But her husband probably killed every single person in that room. Every single person's spouse in that room.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is even harder for her now, especially with Mark being away in college. And you could see, because she was hesitating on texting Mark back, and you could see there was like several texts. And it's a typical mom thing to do, as you know. If your kids were older, you would be like that too. It's like, oh, make sure you're doing this.
My boyfriend's daughter's in college.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the situation. So it's like you're always there and you're always going to be a parent. But that's one thing that you can rely on, is your children are always going to be there. And with Mark now, he's more of an adult. So he's trying to be an adult, also learning to be invincible at the same time, and also dealing with the fact of his father and dealing with that grief and that struggle, especially with Cecil and being a hero as well. So she's reluctant to reach out. So she kind of halts her texts at a certain point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was overall very good, but there's like last episode, I thought this had a lot of information in it, which was done well. Now, mind you, that's a lot to pack into 45 minutes, but the last like 5 to 10 minutes that we get,
the last minute
with Seance Dog just showing up at Mark's
well, that was the last 5 to 10. I'm talking the very last thing.
Oh, that one. Well, we're gonna get to that. But Seance Dog shows up, which is in the very beginning when William and Mark get into the apartment complex, or not it's the student housing. So they share the dorm. So they're sharing this dorm together, and William's
I
like,
love that they're together. William's not as great as he was last season, but I still have a soft spot in my heart for him.
I just love how William started to like talk about it's like, I could have gentleman colors and this and that. I have to put the sock on here.
Dude, that is a first night conversation you have when you move into a dorm room.
I've never had one, so I knew, but I know from other people that's what happens.
Yeah.
And Mark was like, he's talking about how lame Mark could be as a person. And he goes, "You're gonna bring your toys," and then next you know, knock at the door. "Hey, who left a box of toys out here?" "They're not toys, they're collectibles."
Yes. I'm so bummed that he threw them out. Like, okay, fine, don't display them. Leave them in a box, bring them home the next, send them with your mom the next time she visits. But don't just throw them out. Like, you brought them all the way to college. You had,
Yeah, he spent years collecting them. They're important to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of them.
Or text mom and have her come back.
Oh, yeah. And that'll give mom a reason to come back to talk to him. But, it's like one of them that was in there with Seance Dog. He actually talks to it at a certain point. Sorry, bud, you got to go.
Yeah, Seance Dog was obviously his favorite.
Yeah. And lo and behold, after that conversation and the misunderstanding of Mark when he sees the sock on the door, thinking that William was getting busy with some guy, he's like, "Oh, I'll go to Amber's," and that's when all the hanky panky go on between him and Amber. They have that conversation, and even William says, "No, I wish," and it didn't happen. But he goes, but he explained it. But the door, there's a knock at the door, and he opens it up, and it's Seance Dog. "You're not real," and then it just goes on to this whole thing.
And then
he's attacking him.
When they're having, I love how they've got to like leave the dorm because, whoops. But then when Seance Dog's like, "No, in other dimensions," but I'm like, oh, that's right. We have portals to other dimensions.
Yep.
And, but then that wasn't true.
Yeah, well, Nualza says that his planet of Thraxia, or Thraxans, which is his people, are subjected or just being attacked. He needs his help as Invincible. Through that, Mark talks to Cecil, and Cecil says, "You're not ready." And I was just like, wow, it's typical Cecil trying to play the "I'm going to be here, I'm going to be in charge of you, I'm your boss, you can't do this." And he still goes out there to Thraxia for Nualzot and to help his people. Now, mind you, didn't get the whole truth.
Now, I did not when saying so, I'm like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah. And
then Nualzot, I'm like, something's definitely up. Like, I did not expect the truth. Like, okay, we're going to see the monarch, and I expected a butterfly. But I also expected. I thought it was the other Viltrumites.
Oh,
the other group of them.
We already had that hint anyway from the Alan the alien. Yeah, that's
what idea. I thought it was going to be. I thought it was a setup by them.
I thought it was him being sucked away to another planet, and when it had nothing to do with the Viltrumites or anything else. It was just another set of people that were going to try to be like, "Hey, you need to fix this. Oh, by the way, you got to bury my whatever," like last episode.
Okay. They did away with that barbaric custom. Come on, Mark.
I know that, but this is a whole different group, and they're insects. Who knows? Maybe they wanted multiple eggs.
Yeah, no, it felt like a setup. It felt weird. Yeah. I thought it was the other bitch, because especially the fact that he kept calling him Mark.
Yes.
Instead of Omni-Man. Like
it was constantly Mark instead of him saying Invincible. And then Mark had to correct him saying, "Hey, when I'm in my costume, you have to call me Invincible all the time." And also didn't understand that, and it got to the point, and then they finally get to the planet. He sees he goes, "I thought you were destroyed by something. What's going on here?" "Oh, we got to meet our the head of us." The monarch. They called him Monarch? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get
They
that
were
part.
very heavy on the bug references.
Okay. So they finally get there, and then obviously, who do we see? Omni-Man. Yep. And
What?
it's like, hi, Mark. It's been a long time. And he puts out his hands, and I was like, oh, wow.
But the fact that he used Seance Dog means he gave a shit when Mark was a kid. He remembered what Mark liked when he was a kid. Like, that's...
Yes.
We're going to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
It's either really, really sweet or fucking twisted. But we're not going to know until hopefully the next episode and we see how it plays out.
Yeah. I think it's going to be twisted.
Probably. Yeah, I did not see Omni-Man coming.
Yeah, I did not see Omni-Man coming as well. I knew it was going to be a surprise, but I thought, okay, it's something that's going to lead us because this is only, as you said, this is like the first half of a season. We have another half of the season, and I was not expecting Omni-Man in any way, shape, or form.
I figured maybe
at the end
of the season we get a
3.
hint about him and he would be part of season 3.
Yeah.
I figured he'd be gone for season 2. We've met our bad guy for season 2, who we haven't seen a ton of.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a ton of other dimensions. I mean, I'm not complaining. Like, I'm liking how this season's playing out. I like being surprised. I like being wrong. Like,
yeah, well, we can't figure this or factor this in. It's not like we have anything. But then again, we haven't read the comics. So if this was in the comics, obviously you comic readers know ahead if this was true or false. And if you were a comic reader and you remembered that, please let us know. But yeah, I just watching this as I normally would from any TV show I would, it took me aside going, oh, okay. I like being surprised. You know, you would think with my last name Kirkman, I would actually have read the comic completely. But
there's always time.
There's always time. You know how much those omnibuses go for? They're like so thick and big. But yeah, I really did enjoy this episode. We had a lot of deep cuts in this. A lot of cool cameos. And a lot of cool characters in it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Last episode felt busy. Like I couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
I think I watched it 3 times to feel confident to talk about it. I know, granted, some of it I'm sitting down writing notes and whatever. This episode was full, but not packed. Like I felt like I got everything that was going on. I enjoyed the pacing.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it overall and how we got it. And it's just weird how they could jam so much in one 45-minute episode and get it right, because certain shows don't get it right like that. So at least they thought well with the editing. They thought well in the stories that they wanted to project and how we're getting them. So at least we could follow along and be happy with it. I'm pretty sure with anything, there's always somebody who's against it or doesn't like it. But I understand that. But me, I was happy with it.
Me too.
All right. Well, with that, was there any notes that you didn't top on?
No, I think we talked about everything.
Any quotes that you had that were interesting that we didn't speak of?
I liked Monster Girl. Wait, if this is your first movie, what other normal stuff haven't you done?
Meaning there's still more to this relationship. Obviously, we've seen that with Mark and Amber, and we've also seen this with Talia and Alan.
Yeah, I was like, are we getting another sex scene this episode?
It's like, okay. It's like, how does that work? It's not a show you show me yours and you show me mine kind of episode, I guess. The only one that I have left would be Thetis saying Viltrumites don't battle one another, but a son defies a father. These are weaknesses. The first we found and the one we exploit. So that was from Peter Cullen himself. But
it was so awesome hearing that voice.
Yeah, just hearing his voice in general and actually meeting him in person is always great too.
He was at Fan Expo Philly
Yes.
over the summer.
Yeah, he was.
And I didn't get a chance to meet him.
I got to just go up to talk to him. That was it.
I should have gone with you.
I didn't get an autograph. I was just like, oh man, it's Peter Cullen.
I should have gone with you. Mark and I were there together.
Yeah, you were there with your boyfriend Tony and his niece, but
and I ditched them too to go see Sam Raimi.
But yeah, Peter Cullen was there. I was making my rounds when I was getting lost and looking for Jayme and Tony and everybody else at one point, or even Ben. I think because Ben was there.
Yeah, Ben was doing the panels.
Yeah, Ben.
I think he did the Peter Cullen panel.
He did do it, and I missed it. But the thing is I went to Peter Cullen's table just to say hello because just to fanboy out.
Yeah,
because he's a voice from my childhood.
Malcolm, my son, has gotten into Transformers recently, and I started him with the old cartoons.
Good.
Yeah.
If you could find the missing ones that are in Japan, those are interesting.
Yeah,
those are harder to come by. I think it was season 4 or something like that.
He's 4. He's okay with what's easily available.
Yeah, I know. Just don't show him the movie. He'll be upset.
No. Why was everything from our childhood so traumatic?
I know. Well, it's funny too. By the time the movie came out, I was in high school. So it wasn't as traumatic. But the only funny thing about that was oh, wow, they said a 4-letter word in a PG animated cartoon.
That I'm not worried about. It's more the
death scene.
The death scene. Oh,
yeah.
That one's heavy.
How do you explain that to a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because he calls them the Transformers. And sometimes he'll call them Optimus Prime, but most of the time he calls them the mega good guy and the mega bad guy.
That's fine.
It's adorable.
He's learning. He's got his time. And it's good that he's interested in the older stuff too, like that. The only problem is they didn't have the metal toys that I had when I was growing up when it came to the Transformers. Because they were made of metal. I had an Optimus Prime at one point in my life. But yeah, well, for your listeners, that was our coverage of Invincible Season 2, Episode 3. So, yeah, you could tell how much we enjoyed it and we liked it.
We did.
I hope you guys enjoyed our coverage. But we kind of mentioned the idea of feedback. So with feedback, if you do have any thoughts and ideas of anything that we do on the podcast, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page, would be facebook.com/panels to pixels. I had posted a actual feedback section for Facebook and Instagram, which is at Panels to Pixels podcast on Instagram. So usually I put the same picture. You just put it in saying, hey, just leave your comments below the image of what we're covering next, and I would state if it's specifically. So all you have to do is go to our Facebook group, like I said, or the Instagram page, and just leave comments for that particular episode. I'll still get them. If you feel that you just want to email us, all you have to do is email us at panelstopixels1@gmail.com. So that's panels and 2 spelled out TO and then pixels and then the number 1 at Gmail. You could write out your own texted thoughts and then we'll read them on the podcast, or you could just record your voice and just send it as an attachment and then we'll play it, and then you could be part of the podcast, and you'll have your thoughts out there audio wise for everybody to hear, and then we could comment about it. Now obviously we're not going to
appreciate it.
Yeah, we'd appreciate it, but we're not going to criticize you. We're not going to shame you. We want you to be heard as well too, so it's nice when you have people out there.
We may respectfully disagree on occasion, but
yeah,
that's a better conversation, though.
Yeah, it makes for great conversation, and it makes for great conversation if you would like to be on as well. So all you have to do is send that in email form too. It's like, hey, I have thoughts on this. I would like to be on. Literally, all you have to do is ask. We could be found on YouTube, which is another format of or player of choice at times for people. It's regular YouTube. All you have to do is search for Panels to Pixels podcast, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when the new episode is up. A lot of it is literally just the podcast on regular form. it's just a static image of, me putting the Panel to Pixels logo with the images there. Yeah. And literally we just put that up so you could hear it. And then obviously there's YouTube podcasts that you could hear us on. And along with that, we have other podcast player choices that we have, which is Spotify, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. So you could find us there, or just tell a friend. Word of mouth is always greatly appreciated. But you could tell them, you could find them there. Just go to Apple Podcasts, search for Panels to Pixels Podcast. You could probably find it under my name, Mark Kirkman, by the way, because I think that's how it is listed. Because when I originally started on the Next Level Online Radio Podcast Network, or Next Level Online Radio, that's how it was set up by Ben Back. But with those particular podcast players of choice, or apps of choice, I should say, if you could give us a rating or review there, it'd be greatly appreciated. 5 stars would be greatly appreciated, but I always like everybody for them to be honest. But that would be it. But just to let you know, there is somebody who did send in feedback because he followed along. And that would be our friend Steve Brown.
Hey, Steve.
So this is what Steve has to say on the episode.
Why is it the dorm rooms in TV shows and animation always are bigger than what is in real life? Hey, Mark and Jayme, this is Steve, and this is going to be for Invincible, Season 2, Episode 3. He throws out all his collectibles except Psychic Dog. Is that what that is? Who has sex on the first day of college? Have he and Amber never done it before? Is this the first time for both of them? I guess it is. Sounds like it. Wait, who is this narrator now? This Missive machination? Oh, so now we're getting the origins of Alan from Season 1. Nice. Instead of Invincible, we get an Alan the Alien title card. I love it. And this has just been the cold open. I hope this doesn't go too long. Total side note, I want to thank you all for your first 2 episodes, because I was so confused in episode 1 that I actually stopped watching. And so I had to binge episode 1 and 2 and then to get to episode 3. But it was because of your coverage on Panels to Pixels that I decided to keep going. I just paused it and saw that Tatiana Maslany is one of the voices here. Love her. Family show. Let's not return to Mark and Amber just as yet. Oh, and not back to Talia and Alan. Oh, the Viltrumites have found out what happened on Earth, and they are questioning Alan about it. Oh, well, I guess R.I.P. Alan. Oh, I guess maybe he's still alive. Oh, I think Thetis is the mole. Yep, he's turning off the machine. I guess that's the end until the post-credit scene that we got here. All right, talk to you later. Okay, I thought the episode was ending, but apparently it didn't at that point.
Gotcha.
So now we've got like 20 minutes left. I'm going to record some more. Wow, and we have Leah Thompson from Back to the Future and other mini movies. Daveed Diggs from Snowpiercer and Sandra Oh. Wow, they're sacrificing a Tuesday night, and it's Tuesday night for me as well. Oh, she is having a drink with the husband of the man who murdered his wife. Omni-Man. Yeah, I'm confused. Okay, Sam's dog is real. This mission to another planet sounds like a trap. I don't know. Cecil thinks it is, maybe. I don't know. Oh, Nolan is the whatever supreme of this world. Wow. Okay. I guess next week's going to be big.
He fell for it too.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Steve, for sending that feedback. I wasn't sure. Oh, wow. I was like, holy crap, it's a live Steve.
Yay, live Steving.
Yeah, but he said Leah Thompson, so I got to look back at that episode. Wondering if he looked at that and saw Leah Thompson's name in the credits.
Might have. I missed that one.
I missed that one completely.
Was she the therapist for the...
It's a possibility. I got to look back. So you listeners tell us. Obviously, Steve had something there that we didn't. All I got was Tatiana Maslany. I got Daveed Diggs and Peter Cullen. So, but to prove to you that we do get some feedback, that Steve, yes, he is a co-host on Panels to Pixels podcast, but he's not doing this particular episode. He sent that in too, just to have fun. And he did a live Steving, which is a cool and awesome thing that we do get on occasion here. And he does it on a lot of the podcast network too for their particular podcast. So it's fun.
Okay, I just looked it up.
Mhm.
And the first thing I clicked on, the first thing I saw was that she was the voice of unknown character number 13. So I don't even know who that was.
Damn. he must have had the Amazon Prime thing and he just looked at whoever's there and it just showed up.
He hit pause to record and saw her name.
Oh, good. Well, at least he
Good job,
knows.
Steve.
Good job, Steve. But like I said, listeners, yeah, all you have to do is send in feedback. And like you heard, Steve got that out to us, and that's awesome. Thank you, Steve. Actually, he just sent that out literally within like 15 minutes, 20 minutes before we started recording.
Well timed, Steve. And even if you're late, we'll play it the next episode. Not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. That's to anybody else, too. If you feel that it's like, oh, it's something that you did in the past, like a podcast we did in the past or whatever, it's like we will still play it and we will still comment on it. Doesn't necessarily have to be about Invincible. It could be about anything. It'd be fun. But that's how you could get us any feedback. But now is the time to let people hear where they could find you, Jayme.
Still attempting to record, watched it in the 80s for ET.
Okay.
We keep having family and illness issues.
Oh, yeah, Damien. Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
COVID is a real thing, everybody, still. So, yeah, that happens. People get sick. So it sucks. But
so we'll get that. We will get there. We will get it done.
Yeah. You guys will get that
and it'll
episode
be awesome, and you can listen to it.
Yeah. Did you guys discuss which version you're going to cover? You're going to cover both versions.
We didn't discuss. I should probably text him about that.
The special edition one that came after or the original cut, because they did a lot of changes within ET, or you could just combine it and the discussion
knowing
point.
us, we'll probably combine it.
That'll be cool. Yeah, because a lot of you listeners out there, they when they re-released ET on Blu-ray, they kind of re-edited it at one point, and then they stuck the original back at one point too. So you got to watch them. So if you're a true ET fan, you'll know. Yeah, so you could hear Jayme watched it in the 80s when that comes out for ET and their coverage there with Damien. And then eventually you'll be able to hear her as well on Adrenaline Cinema Podcast, which is my other podcast. There we cover anything action, adventure, thrilling, horror, suspense, basically anything that gets your adrenaline going. So with that, the most recent episode that we have is Total Recall. That's out. I did that like about 2 or 3 weeks ago with Jason Gabassi from Podcastica. But Jayme and I will be doing Friday the 13th, the final chapter eventually. I'm looking forward to getting more people back onto the list that I originally slated years ago that I actually started to say, hey, remember that thing that we were going to do? Let's do it. So I'm trying to get back in touch with people to do that. I might be doing a collaborative thing soon with our friend Diana from Aim for the Head. And it's going to be about Night of the Comet, which is an early 80s zombie-esque apocalypse style film. So it'll be a collaborative effort between us. So we'll cover it and then both broadcast it on our podcast. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be fun because I like that particular movie a lot. So look forward to that on Adrenaline Cinema Podcast. But you could always still hear me here on Panels to Pixels Podcast as always, as we're coming towards the end of the 4 episodes so far of Invincible. So the next one upcoming with Jayme and myself for here is Invincible Season 2, Episode 4. And then
last one before the hiatus.
Yep. And then Rob and myself will have Gen V, the last 2 episodes of that for this particular season. And we'll have that out to you. Unfortunately, with work and, scheduling, it didn't work out for us. We were supposed to record last night, which was Monday, the 20th of November. And that did not happen. But I will let you guys know when that will be out. And then after that, I have What If to come out on Disney Plus, and so Steve and I will be covering that. Probably Rob himself as well, and Frank or whoever really wants to jump on at that point, because I love those shows. It's such a weird dynamic in comparison to the regular MCU. I just like it because they're different stories, so they can do whatever they want and then incorporate it possibly into the MCU. So look out for that. You could also hear me on Fantasy Picks Movie Edition as always. I'm not sure exactly what the next episode is up, but we have a good time on that one. It's like a football fantasy pack for certain movies, just like what Ben Beck does on Wilhelm. But in this case, it's more of a football-based one, so you can't choose the same movie and whatnot. And then on top of that, we also do we play basically armchair executives and try to change a movie that did terribly in the box office. So that's Rob Moda's podcast, Fantasy Picks Movie Edition, but I'm a regular there as well. You could also hear me currently on Podcastica Network, where it's a dual podcast in collaboration with Wilhelm and Podcastica. So you'll hear it the same feed on House Podcastica, as well. I'm excited
to listen to it,
as well as Wilhelm. So we're covering the Apple TV Plus series Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. So that is currently out. You have 2 episodes out currently. By after Thanksgiving, we will be covering episode 3. We've already done 1 and 2 on one particular podcast. We had a great time, came up with some really weird conspiracy thoughts of what's going on within the episode. So check it out. I highly check it out. I've already publicized it in both the Panels to Pixels podcast Facebook, as well as the Adrenaline Cinema podcast Facebook as well for cross promotion. But check that out. We will be doing that weekly, and we'll have special guests, Jason Gabassi, our friend Rima, Daphne, and Peg from Run for Your Lives as well. That's on Podcastica, and possibly another person, depending on whoever wants to come on that we know that are good friends that do podcasting. So check that out. All you have to do is check out for Wilhelm or on podcastica.com. So that you can find me there in those places. But for that is our episode. And I just want to thank everyone for listening. I'm Mark.
And I'm Jayme.
And this was Panels to Pixels podcast. Different panel, different pixel, same podcast. And we'll see you on the next panel. Good night, everybody.
Bye.